we get put back into society, and we're trying to fit in again. We're trying to fit in. Where's my place? Where's my tribe? I don't know. We try and fit in back with civilian life, but people like you and
it feels
I,
to me like we never. That's a myth. There's no truly transition. There's no such thing. You can never transition back.
You think that?
Does that make sense? I don't think. Like if you think about the military branches, all take us as quick as they can from not knowing anything about the military and being like a civilian as you get to the next day or 6 weeks later, 8 weeks, or whatever the weeks are for basic training for the different branches, to be a carbon copy of each other of like, okay, you're this soldier, you're this Marine, you're whatever, right? And Marines is its own animal anyway, right? But my point is, like, how can you undo that? You can't. It doesn't even matter how many years you do.
From
like never be the same afterward.
To retirement.
Like, that's what I started to realize for me. I was like, oh shit, like I grew up downrange, right? Like I went to Kuwait in 1996 as a 19-year-old. I went in 96, 97, 99, 2000. It doesn't matter, right? Afghanistan, Iraq, blah, 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 all the shit. Like, so, yeah, your formative years, 6, 7, 8, you learn all that shit as a kid, right? But my young adulthood going into life, right, was military, a tactical unit, deploying, war. 20 years later, I go out, right, and because that's the thing in my mind, I was like, I'll be fine. Like, how hard can it be? Like, I've done all these things in my life. Like, I worked at a cabinet shop part-time. I worked at McDonald's growing up, and a little bit part-time in the military because I liked it. You know, I did electronics. But it's not about that you can't do something later. It's like, you'll never, the military in me. You know what I mean? Like, you always have it. And so all those years, learn how to compartmentalize is with the best of them.
Because you have to make the fucking tough decisions as a leader.
Yeah.
But I always felt like something was missing, right? Something was, like I keep going back to the tribal thing, because as human beings on fucking planet Earth, we are all tribal. We're all tribal when it comes down to our genetics. We need to find a tribe, and we do. We find our tribes, whether it's religious, political, sports, like color, like everybody has their tribe. And this is a tribe. The military is a culture, it's a tribe. We find people that are like-minded. We went through the same things. We kind of love, respect, and we connect with each other on that level. I think that finding it is important as people, because without it, it's hard to do things by yourself. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
It's not impossible. I've been doing a lot of things on my own since I got out, but I've noticed that since I connect with some of my veterans, that it's easier. Because community, right? When you start a community and you help each other out, it's you find people that can help me in areas that I don't know, because we don't know everything. So when you realize that you don't know everything, you can't do everything, you reach out. You're reaching out to people that create things,
yep.
Right? Military Creator Con. What is Military Creator Con?
So I think in a cool way, at its core, a couple things, right? If you think about things that we have in the world, the internet itself was created through the military. GPS created through the military or by the military, and then transitioned to the civilian area, right? Like it was tested and used first in the military. So the cool thing from our kind of DNA or our culture is creativity and creation. And I've appreciated the Air Force being very much like, if you remember, and the only day you had to do what you were told, but they encouraged at all levels is like, even if you're day one, tell us how we can do things better, and be innovative and figure out new or better ways to do things. So I think innovation and creation are at the heart of the military space as a thing. And so for us, we wanted to get together people, and we say in and around the military space, but this military community, whether it be military, active duty, veterans, spouses, kids, anybody that's kind of wanting to be around creative people that are making a difference in the world. Put together people in a room, in a space, in a creative environment together, and say watch what happens, but it's exciting, right? Like, and I think also a bit where,
What made you think about doing this?
the military is at the heart. Like, one of the podcasts I do is related to business, but specifically veterans or military people that are doing business. So it was niched down to the military community. And I was like, okay, what is a lot of what I'm involved with or see happening in the world that I want to do and make an impact in the military space? And I thought this was the perfect way to kind of marry all those things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. What's your vision for it? Like, where do you see Military Creator Con?
The vision that I see is more people being able to do those things and plugging back in maybe with these different communities that they aren't a part of yet or want to be a part of more, and getting the word out for those things. So hopefully that makes sense as far as that's sort of my vision, short term and long term. But it's the tough part about numbers. I don't want to get wrapped up in like, I'm speaking to 100 people only, or you hear a lot of times only this many downloads or only these many followers or viewers or listeners. So I don't think it's only, end of the day, it's not about how many. So I don't really use my vision for having like, it'll be 10,000 people in a room. So I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense.
So you're not really concerned about the number of people, but the impact of the person.
Absolutely. Yeah, so my vision is to impact as many people as possible with the groups of people. And I think another thing that I love about the military community and military space is more so maybe than others, but as much, you have people that want to help and they hear about what we're doing and want to be a part and want to help. And so as we get, and I think you talked about it earlier a little bit, when we're in the military, we're in these in these work centers and whatever, you have your groups of people that we are kind of maybe not around anymore, and then you kind of go at it alone maybe, where all of a sudden as we get more and more people helping and more people involved, you have this team of people, right? Because we can do more with more people on the team Military Creator Con.
Yeah, once you have your team of people, you recognize, what are your strengths? It's just like being in the military, right? Or resources, who do we have that knows the buttons?
And another thing, I guess would be maybe a part of the vision, but like what is at the heartbeat of what I'm wanting to do is, as I was getting out of the military, there's a person that I started working with in events. His name was Chris Kermetzos, and I always had said and continue to say, nobody I've seen builds community better than him. Like I was early on when I met him, he had a business community that was just had a certain feeling of all different businesses, but like kind of one mission to help each other do better in their businesses. And then he started a podcast conference, and everybody kind of wanted, so like a family feel, a very community-based feel. And no matter how big it grew, it still had that culture, that base community feeling. So I think I mentioned that to say, like, I definitely want this kind of creator community to build and thrive, and always, no matter how many people come, it always feels like, oh wow, this is like, I found, as you say, tribe, or I found my groups of people. It's like, oh, look at all these people. And I think as well, when I started getting into podcasting myself, I didn't know how to interview, or I kind of never thought of myself as being creative when in how I thought of it, as like I wasn't a writer, or I wasn't someone that could draw pictures very well. I would have never labeled myself artistic or creative and artistic.
A creator.
But then I slowly or quickly realized, like, I think we are, most people are to some degree and just don't realize people that are maybe inventing or wanting to invent something, or already have invented something. Will be at CreatorCon. You'll have some entrepreneurship, not as much, I don't think, franchise model, but like someone that's got an idea and has took that to market to some degree, or is in the process of doing that. I think there's a creative part of entrepreneurship that people will be there for that. I found out recently there's kind of like a Comic-Con specifically for the military space, so I would love and hope that people that are doing comics or writing or making comics are at CreatorCon. So to name a few. So that's just off the top of my head.
It sounds like a big giant creative bomb of just very colorful people, very artistic people.
Digital creators
too. Like, imagine all those people. So what do you expect? What are you expecting? All this creativity under one roof. Like, what would you expect to happen?
I think the idea is that maybe were there and got improved, or new ideas, or maybe an idea that it's like, okay, I need to tweak that, and maybe that's, pivot to something different based on a conversation or based on an epiphany moment or an aha moment, through just having a lot of people talk about their experiences and, collectively
share their ideas and maybe grow their ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe even start an idea.
Yeah.
Let's say you feel that you're an entrepreneurial type, right? You're not made to just be the 9-to-5, right? You got out of the fucking military, excuse my language, but I'm not bad coach fucking Rex for nothing, okay? They don't call me a Christian boy Rex, okay? So you get out of the fucking military, you know that you were not made to just like dig in holes and shit. You want to create something. This could be the place for you to come to figure out what you want to do, right? Because sometimes when we see other people doing something, we're like, that's what I want. And then you can get the idea, the seed planted there, and ideas on how you can expand on that. What if somebody comes here and it's like, I've always wanted to put on something too. Then they can come to you and ask you, how did you start this? And then see, we're like talking, we're networking, we're growing. We come to each other with ideas, because I've met a lot of military guys and gals that they felt like there was more for them than just being told what to do, right? They had that creative like spark in them. It just needed to be flamed. I think this is going to be a great place for people to even start an idea, to just network and figure out, how can I just make my idea something bigger?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you think someone can do that?
Yeah, definitely. And I think, as we talked about a minute ago, I think people who maybe think, I know for myself, if I was starting out again, it's like, I'm in the audience, I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me. Like, I am creative. Like, I could be able to create this thing, so I think hopefully there'll be people as well that maybe want to be more creative and get inspiration and see other people creating things a certain way, and they're like, oh, that gives me an idea that I could do.
To have that feeling that you said that you had at that other convention, you said you had a feeling, you were like, that's what kind of helped spark this idea. It's like, because you want that feeling. I feel like that's what you want. You want that feeling for everyone. Like, that you can do something else, and you want someone else to feel that, like, yes, fucking, this is it. This is that moment, that aha moment.
Yep. And then just to be able to be around other people, we like to go back to where we're at right now. We're at a podcast conference. So you have people, it's almost kind of like a reunion, and they see like, oh, you've got a money podcast and I've got a real estate one. Like,
let's hook up.
Like, let's get on each other's show. Or maybe they're just like, what's working for you? Oh, that's great. Like, how are you doing this right now? Oh, that's great. Right. And they come the next year, and there's another conversation that's maybe similar or different, and then they just keep adding on that. So
growing ideas, or growing your business, or growing the creativity. How are we? Where's it going to be?
We're going to be in Arlington, which we're really excited about. So we chose middle of the country. We chose Texas, which is very pro-military, pro-veteran, and military support. So we're excited to do it in Arlington, both in 2026 and 2027. So it'll be April 16th to the 18th, 2026, and April 2027. My mind's not memorized. It's mid-April of 2027 as well. So
it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, dude. I'm excited about it. I'm going to be there. We're going to be hosting podcasting there all day. So people want to fucking get on board and explain it, what it is, that feeling of what they want to do, or maybe get on the mic and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is where you can reach me. Like, let's talk about it. Sign up for the podcast. Come check us out. Military Creator Con on Facebook, on Insta, on YouTube, right? LinkedIn. It's all the same. Military Creator Con. I love it. I love the colors, man. It looks great.
Military Creator Con. So check it out on all the channels. We're only going to become more and more and better on all the platforms.
Yeah, you're growing bigger. You were part of a different convention. Now you've branched out. Now you're doing your own convention because you're getting so big. This is going to be fucking great, dude. I'm excited. I can't wait for it to happen. James, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Yes, that was a nice pop.
That was good.
You rarely get those.
All right, buddy.
Military Creator
Check
Con.
it out.
Boom. See you there. Bad Coach Rex out. fucking tough decisions as a leader.
Yeah.